Hello, beautiful souls. There is so much going on in the world today, and I just want to talk a little bit about the fact that we are not designed to carry the weight of the world in real time. When horrific events happen, our hearts open, and that's not weakness, that's humanity. But when we continuously take in trauma that we have no ability to do anything about, something subtle and harmful begins to happen. Our nervous system does not distinguish between witnessing and participating. So what happens is we receive the images, the words, the fear, all of that comes into our body as if we are there. And when we take in suffering that we have no power to do anything about, it often can turn into chronic helplessness, low-grade shock, frozen compassion, guilt for not being in that suffering. Maybe there's a sense of threat without a place to act. Energetically, this looks like scattered life force energy. The heart field overloads. We could find collapse in the solar plexus, which is a loss of agency, and dissociation marked as staying informed, which is not conscious compassion. This is energetic flooding. And there is a difference between bearing witness and becoming saturated. So how do we release what was never ours to hold? Firstly, we have to name the truth. There's no bypassing here. We can just simply say, I acknowledge this suffering, and I acknowledge that I do not have control over it. This alone restores integrity to our nervous system. And then return what is not ours. You can say silently or aloud, I release responsibility for what I cannot change. I return this energy to source, the earth, the greater field. And whatever it is that resonates for you, you're not abandoning anyone by doing this. You're preventing self-erasure. And then we need to re-anchor our agency. Ask yourself, where do I have power today? Not globally, not abstractly, but right here. Your body, your attention, your kindness, your choices, your capacity to be resourced instead of depleted. Shift your focus without bypassing. Turning away from constant exposure is not denial. It is discernment. A regulated nervous system is far more useful to the world than a collapsed one. And then we need to choose conscious compassion. Compassion that flows through you, not compassion that drains you dry. You are not meant to absorb the world's pain, and you're definitely not meant to do it alone. We were meant to tend the light that we can actually hold. You're allowed to care without carrying, and you're allowed to grieve without drowning. You're allowed to stay present without being consumed. This is how we remain human and whole in a world that asks too much of our nervous systems. If it resonates, if it feels supportive, pause for a moment. Let your awareness drop down beneath your thoughts into your body and notice where your body feels supported. Bring attention to your root, the base of your spine. Bring it down to your feet and your connection to the ground, and imagine your energy settling downward, becoming heavier, steadier, grounded, connected. Now notice your solar plexus, the center of personal power. If there is any tension, pressure, or pulling there, you don't need to fix it. Simply allow it to soften. If you're sensitive to others' emotions, you may sense cords or threads of attention extending outward. Gently imagine releasing any cords that do not belong to your life, your body, or your choices. No force, no pushing, just letting go. Let your field draw back to the edges of your body, closer, clearer, contained. And silently acknowledge, I am allowed to release what is not mine to hold. Bring that breath in and release. And when you're ready, return to your day with your energy closer to home. Much love.